All right, Geminis, let's look at the long view for you. So, what is the long view? Basically, it's a look at your outer planets over the next, well, one planet's going to last for 20 years, but the others are going to be a few years or maybe even just 1 year. But I like to do long views because I like to focus on the bigger picture, on the longer term versus the shorter, more fleeting moments in life, so that you can really plan and strategize and wrap your head around, the marathon instead of the sprint. So the longest influence to mention, because we're seeing a shift coming up on the 21st of January, is Pluto. Pluto's going to go into Aquarius, and it's been, it took a little dip into Aquarius last spring, and then it went back into Capricorn. Now we're going to have one last little dip back into Capricorn in the spring again, and then it's going to stay in Aquarius for 20 years. So yeah, you might want to know what to focus on, right? What area of your life is about to change? Just like when Pluto went through Capricorn for 16 years, think about how much changed in your life when it came to the 8th house. Sex, death, and other people's money. Right? It was heavy for Geminis. All the taboo stuff comes up. All of the, if you had any addiction issues, if there's anyone on or around you who had them, they came up. Trauma came up. Family secrets, your secrets, all of it came up. Issues around others people's money. So, could have been anything from investments to inheritances, government assistance, borrowing money, dealing with the bank, dealing with any kind of body that you rely on for financial security. Pretty heavy house to be hanging it through. And sexuality. I won't even go there in detail. But think about how much your sense of yourself and your sexuality, whatever you were into or not into or experimented with or opened your mind to since 2008, that's a pretty heavy-duty house. You survived a really difficult chapter. Like I said, all of the secrets and all of the taboos and all of the existential crises. Now you've pretty much gone through the hardest thing you'll ever go through. Yeah. Most of you won't see Pluto and Gemini in your lifetime. That would be the second hardest thing. That's going to be quite a while. So, kudos to you, Gemini. You survived an intense 16-year period. So the next chapter, where the heck is Pluto hitting you next for 20 years? Aquarius, well, that's hitting the 9th house. That's brilliant. Because Scorpio rules the 8th house, where you start to dive deeply, just like the Titanic, all the way to the bottom of the ocean to see what's there. Sagittarius finds something, comes back up to the surface and says, I've seen the light. Now this is what I believe. Now this is what I think. This is what I know. These are the tools I have. I'm ready to have faith. I'm ready to go out and share myself with the world. I'm ready to open my mind and explore the world and other people, other belief systems. So you're going to find Pluto in the 9th is a nice place to have it. It's a nice place because you're going to start learning, traveling, exploring, meeting very diverse people, really looking at your belief systems and not so much your values, that would have come with the 8th house, but your beliefs, your philosophies. And there's going to be a lot of exploring, and a lot of movement and travel. Sometimes Pluto in the ninth could mean like literally migration. Maybe you're going to move abroad. Maybe you're going to be a bit of a nomad, as well as traveling. Could even go deeper than that, with relocating. Maybe you've always wanted to do a few months volunteer work in another country. Maybe some of you feel like you want to be part of almost like a missionary type of group. You know, and the mission could be environmental, cleanup or helping or building houses, or there's all kinds of really cool stuff that can happen with Pluto in the ninth. And there will be plenty of reason that people need you and why you could be called or compelled to go to other countries or to help other people different than your native, than your family or your country, your own country. So it's a really exciting time. You might want to Google it. It'll go into even more detail than I'm going into. But for me, if I had Pluto in my ninth house, I would be really looking forward to really broadening my horizons and to be excited about what opportunities might come up to be abroad. Very interesting time. Now, the next thing that's affecting you is Neptune and Saturn in Pisces. They've both been there for a while. Neptune's been there a few years. It's going to be there a couple more years. Saturn's been there for 1 year. It's going to be there for another year and a half. So you've got this double influence in Pisces. Now, Pisces, isn't one of your best signs. You know, you can get along with anybody, but it's not one of your best signs. So Pisces represents your career angle. So you've had Neptune and now Saturn and Pisces going through your career. So it might mean indecision, unclarity about your career, whether it's your path or your role. Neptune might mean you're dealing with a lot of Neptunian issues in your career, which could be anything from creative or escapist type of stuff, like maybe you make video games that help people escape daily life. You know, that would be Neptunian. Maybe you're an artist, maybe you're a poet, maybe you're a musician, or you work in those fields. Well, poetry, but you know. Perhaps the Neptunian side could be that you deal with a lot of illusion and deception and foggy boundaries and rules in your profession, or people like this. Could be dealing with celebrities, people who have a veil or illusion about them, or something shiny and mysterious about them with Neptune. Or Neptune can literally mean people that are hiding stuff. So maybe you work in some sort of internet security, you know, where you're trying to fish out these types of people or create programs to stop or prevent or find them. But Neptune in your career is going to be a time of feeling like the sort of messy, like the world isn't clear, your role isn't clear, what you thought life was is not what it was. You know, what you understand now, because everything is so broad and unclear about your life or the world or about your the field that you're in, makes it seem like the world is, I mean, for some of you, maybe a better place, that we're all connected, we're all one. That's the goal of those planets. Saturn and Neptune and Pisces should bring us a feeling of we're all in this together. Some of you might be lucky enough to live the nice side of Saturn and Neptune, where you feel really connected and your organization is great and they're helping others, and you feel like you're plugged into the world or your neighborhood or your city in a good way. And you're making a difference. But a lot of Neptune energy won't be like that. It'll be the muddy, murky, messy, Existential. What am I here for? Why are we doing this? Who are these people? How does this even work? Why is this even necessary? There'll be a lot of existential type questions around your career and your work. That's still, like I said, another 1.5 years with Saturn, another couple years of Neptune. So you're still in this one. And because Neptune's been there for several years already, you already sort of know what this is about. So you've got a couple more years of it. The next thing that affects you is, again, a double whammy. You've got Uranus in Taurus, which has been there since 2018. It stays there till 2026. Now, Uranus has been in your 12th house. This is not easy. This is really not easy. Really, really. Okay? So you've had Pluto in your 8th and Uranus in the 12th. Oh my goodness. Talk about excavating. Talk about restlessness and surprises and what the hell. For you to discern. Too much going on to discern. So Uranus in the 12th house means crazy, weird dreams, strange things happening, strange people or things happening around you, just like rando stuff. Odd behavior that you see, erratic behavior that you see from people around you, could be your own. Sometimes it'll give you a lot of restlessness, like you can't sit still, you can't sleep as easily. There's a lot of dreams and nightmares, or some people's case maybe really bad night terrors and repetitive dreams. Other people, they're just going to really, maybe you suddenly don't need sleep. You're going on 5 hours for some reason and you don't need more. You don't know why. You're like an Energizer bunny. But you got to be careful of your nervous system at a time like that with Uranus in the 12th. So, as I said, this will leave in another couple of years. So you're already a good chunk of the way in. You've got a bit more to go. However, Jupiter has joined it over the last several months, and it's got a few more months. Jupiter will help. It'll expand all of the things that I said. It'll make it even greater, but it could also bring you a deeper sense of your inner life. Maybe you enjoy your solitude or your privacy more than you did before. Maybe you're exploring your spirituality. Maybe you're understanding your dreams and analyzing your dreams more. So Jupiter will bring in something to calm it down. As I said, over the last few months, and a few more months to go. And then midway through this year, Jupiter's going to go into your sign, into Gemini, and you're going to get a nice boost of good luck and confidence for a year. So this year, I would say, more of some of the same, but a big relief and a big change in focus for something much more fun and more positive, especially after Jupiter goes into Gemini, which is, like I said, the first few months of the year. I have to double check my dates. I think Jupiter goes into Gemini in the early spring around your birthday. So you can look forward to this year